The power of sound. Indeed, we are grateful for these magnificent chords that have come, truly, to fill our hearts with joy, with these ineffable songs that resonate in all the spheres with the singular notes of the spirit. Certainly, the exquisite melodies of our hearts vibrate and tremble with each tone. They pulsate in the crystalline waves of the spirit. They flow with their ineffable songs which have reached the depths of my being, truly making all the strings of my spiritual lyre vibrate within me. The world wrestles between the music of the spheres. We can do nothing but bow reverently before the audible wisdom. There is no doubt that the spheres are sustained, thanks to the word, to music, to sound. The rhythms of the Mahavan and the Chodavan, which are the great rhythms of the Logos, hold the universe firm in its course. One in ecstasy, in samadhi, having transcended beyond the body, the emotions, and the mind, plunges into the illuminating void and then hears the state of the mysterious music of the spheres that keeps the universe firm in its course. All the sounds produced by planet Earth in the final synthesis culminate in the nirioonosian sound of the universe. The tones of this planet and the sounds produced by neighboring worlds have their synthesis note, as each planet has, within itself, its key or synthetic note, and the sum of all the synthesis sounds of the entire solar system forms ineffable, sublime, with which we must cooperate whenever we can. That is why I say that the ineffable chants we have heard here, in this sacred sanctuary of Guadalajara, Jalisco, have truly made the most exquisite notes of my soul vibrate. In the name of truth, we must say that music. In the name of truth, I must say that the 7 musical notes, which range from do to mi, are the foundation of all creation. I have spoken to you about the law of the eternal heptaparapershinok, the law of 7. Unquestionably, 7 multiplied by 7 gives us the 49 notes. These 49 notes contain the synthesis note, which is the nirioonosian sound of creation. Think for a moment about how music sustains everything that is, everything that has been, and everything that will be. Beethoven, that great musician in the causal world, is always at the gates of the temple. The most exquisite melodies of the cosmos, even from the infinite space. Music, with all its notes, has established the order in all that is created. Obviously, dear brothers, it is worth recalling that in ancient times, back in old China, the wise initiates invented something extraordinary. I am referring to that instrument, the iatapan, which produced, truly, the 49 notes. That was, with all the worlds of starry space, it seemed, the nirioonosian sound of creation. From that musical instrument later came various instruments, like the piano, violin, guitar, etc. See how interesting these wise ones were. In truth, in those times, magnificent experiments were carried out, combining chemistry with sound. Back then, those wise initiated brothers, thanks to a monarch, were able to extract the positive from the solar spectrum. No one can doubt that the solar spectrum has the 7 fundamental basic colors. Unfortunately, scientists only see the negative part of the spectrum. But those wise initiates learned to extract the positive energy from the positive side of that spectrum, and with those colors, they performed extraordinary experiments. They began with a colored ray of any color. They transformed that ray with the notes they were operating with. If, for example, they passed blue through the musical notes, that ray would transform into any other color. If they passed red through the different notes of the scale, that ray would also transform into blue. At that time, extraordinary experiments were carried out. For example, if they passed the ray of light through, let's say, over opium, then the opium would transform. For example, a piece of bamboo. Music and color. Music, one could say, hides behind the color, it lies behind color. When I was reincarnated in China, in that personality called Cho Li, I was then affiliated with the Order of the Yellow Dragon. We carried out extraordinary experiments. An initiate, with a musical instrument, made the most delightful symphonies vibrate. That instrument produced the 49 notes, the 7 multiplied by 7. According to the law of the eternal heptaparapersonach, when he made the first note vibrate, we concentrated. When he made the second vibrate, we entered a deeper subconscious zone. When the third note vibrated, we focused even more within ourselves, and so, each of those notes was related to each of the 49 levels of the subconscious. With the egos that exist there, I struggled to understand them, facing them head on. According to the 49 notes of the instrument, then it happened that